Today we are going to learn what is GPO. GPO is actually a policy setting and it is used by system administrator or help desk users to make changes in users and computers in Active Directory. And GPO is used to apply configuration or do security, and then GPO is applied to OU, domain users, domain administrator and server as well. So let's see how we can launch GPO. So let's launch GPO now. First you need to go to your server manager and then click on tools and then click on group policy management. If you go here you can see your ictlab.com, which is your first, and if you explore that you can see domain, site, group policy modeling and group policy result. So domain contain all the domains under that forest. You can see forest ictlab.com, and site contain all the sites that you may have configured during Active Directory site and services, and it can contain different buildings or countries. And next is group policy modeling. Group policy modeling is used during the troubleshooting of any group policy. And okay, let's click on domain now. If you click on domain you can see ict.lab.com. I'm gonna click on that. Now you can see default domain policy over here. Whenever you create new objects, this default domain policy is applied to them, and this default domain policy is applied to all the objects or organizational unit under ictlab.com. So if I click on group policy object, you can see we have two group policy object. One is default domain control policy. If you click on that you can see domain where it is linked with. You can see default domain control policy is linked with domain controller OU. You can click on domain controller now. So you can see default domain control policy is applied to domain controller OU. If you click on default domain policy you can see ictlab.com. So default domain policy is under ictlab.com domain, so it is applied to the ictlab.com domain. So if you go to WMI filter uses specific rules where it tells GPO should or should not be applied. And next is starter GPO. So starter GPO is used to import and export GPO to different environment. So let's see how to create GPO. I'm gonna show you two different ways to create a GPO. First I'm going to create GPO. So to create a GPO you need to go to group policy object and then right click on that, click new and give your GPO name. I'm going to give ICT GPO, click OK. So here you can see your new GPO has been created, but it's not linked to any other OU or any other domain. You can see it's empty here. So let me link it to any other OU. If you link this OU under ictlab.com domain, then it will apply to all the OU under that domain. Remember that if you link ICT GPO under ictlab.com, then it will apply to all the domains. It will apply to all the OU or objects under that domain. But right now I am being selective and I'm going to apply this ICT GPO under domain user only. So I'm gonna right click on that and click on link an existing GPO, and I'll select ICT GPO, click OK. Now if you go back to ICT GPO you can see this GPO is linked with domain users. Okay, now let me delete this one. First I'll go under domain user, right click on that and click delete. You can see here, do you want to delete this link? This will not delete the GPO itself, so it only delete the link. So first I am going to delete the link. Click OK. In that way I delete the link. So if you go to ICT Lab GPO, you can see there is nothing here because the link is already deleted. Now I'm going to delete this GPO as well. So click delete and click yes. So in that way you create a GPO and delete that existing GPO. Next way, what you can do is go to the OU where you want to apply GPO, right click on that and create a GPO in and let me show you again. Go there, right click there and create a GPO in this domain and link it here. Click on that and give it a name ICT GPO. Click OK. So here you can see your ICT GPO has been created and it's linked. ICT GPO has been created and it's linked to domain user. So it's a quick step. And you can apply one GPO to the multiple OU. Like I'm going to do it now. Right click on my domain computers because I'm going to apply this existing GPO to domain computer as well. So click on choose your GPO, ICT GPO, click OK. So if you go back to your ICT GPO, you can see it's applied to two OU, which is domain computer and domain users. In that way you can apply a single existing GPO to the multiple OU. Let's see more options in GPO. If I right click on ICT GPO, I can see edit from where you can configure users and computer. Next is enforce. If you enforce a GPO, which means that the setting in the enforced GPO will take precedence over setting in a child object. And next is we have a linked enable. You can either check or uncheck that link as per the requirements. Next we have a save report. From here you can save GPO reports. So I'm gonna save it in desktop and then save it as ICT GPO. You can go to your desktop and open that saved file. Now you can see the save file here. Domain is ictlab.com, owners is ictlab domain admin, and you can see the GPO is applied to two locations, domain computer and domain user. And next here you can see security filtering, and from here you can see computer configuration. It's enabled and user configuration is also enabled, but there is no setting right now. So I'm gonna close it now. Now next option we have is a new window. From here, if you click on here, it will open in a new window, and it say if you make any changes, then it will impact all other location where GPO is linked. Click OK, and you can make changes from here as well. I'm gonna close it. And next option we have is delete. You can delete your GPO. If you delete your GPO, it will be deleted from domain user, but it will be remains in a group policy, and if from group policy it can link to the domain user. And next is rename. If you rename it this GPO, ICT GPO 3, it will be renamed in all the GPO. If you click on GPO, you can see it's already renamed ICT GPO 3 and ICT GPO 3. And next option we have is refresh and help. You can seek help from there, and if you make any changes, you can just refresh it from here. Let's go back to ICT GPO and go to security filtering and try to add some filtering. Click on add, and I'm gonna type administrator, check names, and I'm gonna click administrators and click OK. In that way you can add security filtering, and If you want to delete it, go to the filtering options and then click remove. In that way you can remove the filtering options. You need to double click on administrator to find the members of administrator. Once I go there, I get to know administrator contain users, and domain is related to users, enterprise also related to user, so all are related to user. There is no computer related to this administrator group. So once you apply security filtering and you get to know it's all related to the users only, even if ICT GPO is linked to your domain computer here, it is not going to take any effect on the domain computer, because you have applied security filtering, and inside security filtering you have an administrator, and administrator have all the members that are linked to users only. So in that case, even if this ICT GPO is linked to your domain controller computer, it's not going to take effect. The changes you made in ICT GPO is not going to take any effect in this domain computer once you set security filtering. Now if I click on details, I get to know all the details related to ICT GPO. Here is the owner's domain admin, and ictlab.com is the domain, users versions and computer versions and unique ID, and GPO status is enabled now. Right now if I click on user setting, user configuration setting disable, click on OK, and if I go to setting, you can see here our user configuration is disabled. So I go back to details and then click it's enable. If I do it enable and you go back to setting, you can add this security mmc.exe file as well. So it says content within the application coming from the website listed below is being blocked by the Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration. So, and if you trust this website, you can edit. So I trust it, so I'm gonna edit. Click on add and then close it, and now you can see it's all enabled, because we in details we have changed it to enable. So in setting you can see both user configuration and computer configuration both are enabled now. And from delegation you can add users or groups and allow them permission to read or edit the GPO setting. So simply you can go to add and give any name. Suppose I'll keep marketing group and OK. So you can give permission from here if that marketing group will be able to edit GPO setting or not. If you want them to change it, click on edit setting. If you don't want them to change the setting, apply only read and then click OK. In this way, from delegation you can allow permission to users and computer, and from status you can simply check the status. Next way of allowing permission is simply go to users or computer, select it, go to advanced and change the setting, change the permission from here and click on OK. So that's it. Thanks for watching.